Hello and welcome back to Tuesday's edition of Legend Series. It's Group B, and I'm Squid CS, joined by Nero. How you doing, man? How you doing? Are you having fun?
Yup.
Yeah,
I mean, like, a little bit different compared to yesterday, and I don't know if I should be happy with that or not. I mean, we've got one-sided matches, something I don't really like.
Yeah, no, clearly we're like way ahead of schedule right now. We're even starting this game early. People don't even know they're starting yet. Either way, let's get into this knife round. Planetkey look to take this. And they'll be starting on their CT side first. Obviously, train, as we said earlier, the sort of map that you kind of want this CT-sided start. And Planetkey, the team that we were saying probably aren't too favoured in this one, have secured that CT-sided start.
Yeah, so what?
So what? I want to be a rock star. That's Pink, by the way.
Oh. I know
you like
that
a bit
band.
of Pink? You like? No, it's not a band. It's a solo singer. Do you like Pink?
Really?
Yeah, it's that woman with the funny hair.
I know, but she would usually like make. There were instruments.
I'm a big
in there,
pin. Right? Yeah, there was a Pink. There were instruments.
I don't know. I never thought that it could.
Are you talking about Pink Floyd?
No. I'm talking about Pink. Okay, whatever. Like, whatever. We're seeing red right now all over the walls. We're seeing headshots and red blood, and Stefan's gonna secure a kill on Jensen. That's very nice for him. Alternate attacks just like this are getting a little bit of an advantage for themselves since the beginning of the round didn't look so good for alternate actually. Planetkey Dynamics did stand a chance until this moment. Paul G, 33 HP. He's spotted out. The bomb is ticking down. He's got no defuse kits. Alternate with still some good after plant positions. I don't think there is a possibility to fix that situation anymore. If we're talking about that German team, well, a little bit of a split screen. That wasn't too successful, I guess. No. It was a tiny bit late. It was the tiniest bit late. Next time, I'm sure we'll get it. Either way, 1-0 and alternate attacks do take that pistol round. We said that they're probably favoured in this one, obviously getting that T-sided start. On the CD-sided train, you want that initial pistol round. It allows you to get that economy rolling, get those weapons going. Now they're forced to go for these pistols and two scouts. Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, we got a little bit off tracks. I wanted to mention, so what, that they got the CT side because they lost two pistols in the previous matchup. It occurred to me that it would be pretty much the same right here, and it is apparently for now. So, alternate attacks taking the first pistol. Planetkey Dynamics didn't have a good run on train this far. Up against alternate attacks. Not so sure if it should be any better, but then there is one reason why it could be better. It is because both of these teams are German. So, Planetkey Dynamics should know a lot about alternates since they face off against them probably much more often than against a team like Spirit Academy. Now, Pulse G and Jensen actually getting kills both at the same time. Steph holds down 28 HP, but he manages to recover and kill the other guy. Aika now down to 24. He's going to be a little bit of a problem if we're talking about Planetkey Dynamics, but that problem scores a kill for them, and only Tizian remains. 1v3, definitely doable. Bombs ticking. The CTs, though, both peaking at the perfect moment, and they will have the possibility to pick up the rifles, which is big, to defuse the bomb, which is huge, to win the round, which is enormous. And that's not a bad thing for Planetkey Dynamics. I definitely expected it to be a little bit similar to what we've seen in Spirit Academy versus Planetkey. That it would end up being a scoreline of like 16-5, 6 or whatever. Something along these lines, and not for it to be so close, but maybe it will actually be. I mean, this is an elimination match. The team that loses is out, does not have a chance here in the group stage, does not have a chance in the main stage, does not have a chance to qualify for the Big Legends Cup.
They won't bag that 250 euros either.
Yeah.
And yeah, obviously a domestic matchup, commonly closer, even if the teams are slightly further apart in the skill gap. A couple of whiffed shots from Icon there as he does get hit upon by that Deagle. Aggressive in his poles, actually gets smacked in the face as well. Alternate attacks burst onto A and find a trio of frags. Now Robson and Jensen both have to do everything between them. A nice fast flash down as Jensen gets up close and personal. XM in hand, cannot rattle off enough accurate shots and leaves just Robson left, who needs to battle his way back into A. With that second headshot, finds it, but alternate attacks. They've already swarmed this A site. They've got 3 players pretty much everywhere, just swarming upon this bomb. He's got to fall back with this AK-47.
Oh, so seems like everything's back on tracks. Alternate are going to take this round back. They will want to keep Planetkey Dynamics economy pretty low. And we might still see the 7-1 right here. It might be a very similar beginning to the previous matchup that Planetkey Dynamics had, but this time they got this one round and it's going to be the only difference. But it might also be a very close one. And that's what I hoped for, actually. Since we had 2 one-sided matches, why not get something a little bit closer? But I would have preferred that to be in the upper brackets. Unless there is some huge comeback scenario from one of the teams that they will come all the way back into the grand finals of this group and then upset the team that's been there up there all along. And well, here we go. Not sure if anybody's listening to us, but could we please get some X-ray on here?
Let's get some X-ray. That's professional, right? Yeah. I am professional.
I guess
I'm a true professional.
I guess still nobody's listening to us. So we're going to deal without that, and Tizian's going to get the kill on Pulse G, but not before he lost his teammates. But Tizian is quite effective out here. He was one of the people that worked on fixing the one round that Planetkey Dynamic took, and now he's working on destroying Planetkey Dynamics now that he took that one round. And Stefan decided to just send out some beautiful bullets towards the heads of the enemies, both of them connecting, and both of them just making Planetkey realize that this beginning of the map, at least, belongs to Alternate this far.
Yeah, obviously a slight spanner in the works early on after alternate attacks taking, well, actually losing that second round after taking the pistol. But since then, they have been able to stabilize, find those 3 rounds, and look at this setup, obviously, just with the pistols, getting slightly more aggressive on the A site, but alternate attacks, they have circumnavigated these 4 players. Straight into B as Jensen cannot rattle off enough headshots in time, does a little bit of damage, but can't find the frags. As these MAC-10s, or the single MAC-10 from behind, looking for another fast kill. Obviously, Pulse G and Robson, both players left. Getting a couple of kills here, and Robson is actually going to sideline 1.
Okay, that's a big weapon that they managed to pick up right there, and it's always going to be important for Planetkey Dynamics if they're low on economy to rack up these rifles. Back when they won the 1 round they have on their account, they managed to save up 2 AKs, and they were quite crucial. Now, though, this isn't going to help at all. Sersen to just cut them down, mow them down. A lot of money going into his pockets. That's 1,200 for just the 2 kills. And Alternate like that, 8,000 nearly on Sersen. 5.5k on ECFN. Hunden's got the most. He's got 9,000 on that team. And Alternate Attacks, they will thrive. We're talking about the money. And they will also get the AWP when they want the AWP. And at some point they definitely will, because Sersen's there.
Obviously, 4-1 already on this T-sided train. You want to be holding it down on that CT side. As we said earlier, you're probably aiming for double digits, but alternate attacks already almost preventing that. They've got the 5 rifle setup, so looking for a more fast, rough and ready approach. Looking to take it probably towards the A site. This time they've got 2 players over towards Ivy, and with those smokes and the Molotov as well. This is designed to force Planetkey Dynamics back, make sure that there's no AWP, just stretching down Ivy to take those aggressive peaks in, and it aids this push. Ammo being completely neutralized here and completely isolated. There's nobody to support him as he's locked away in this corner, and Stefan actually goes for the double peek there. ECFN finds another frag of the other side of the map. Zykan does trade it back in, but Planetkey, they're being wrapped in on this A site. They've not got enough players left, only 2 left, and this bomb already going down.
Yeah, this seems like a hopeless situation for Planetkey Dynamics, unfortunately. Although they might still be able to try and chime in with some kills and then try and retake this round for themselves, but it's not happening. I don't think that he's even fired a single bullet with that AWP, so the lack of information for alternate attacks might make them not want to look for that single person, and that might allow the CTs to save up the AWP. But that's not actually true, because he's got a kill. So he was the one to get a frag with the AWP out there. So they surely know he's got a sniper rifle. They surely know how much of a hit it's going to be if they find him. And they will look for him. They find him in the CT. And Aiken is going to get a triple combined this round. But more people are coming and he survives. Manages to live and save the sniper rifle. That's so important. Although in this round, there's even bigger of a possibility that it will just find its way into the hands of the terrorist team. As the rest of the team will not provide too much support. They lack the Kevlars. They only force up with some better pistols and some HEs, interestingly enough. Let's see what these can do. Also, coming back to ammo, he was a vital person in the battle against Spirit Academy. He did get some very successful rounds for himself. He would be getting multi-kills a little bit more often than the rest of the team. He seemed to be the most reliable person on that lineup. So I'll be looking forward to him performing again.
Pulse G, up close and personal with the CZ in hand. Has already rattled off 1 kill. Obviously, this AWP hasn't quite rotated in just yet. It's finally getting towards his A site. So CZ's actually doing damage. Robson with another one, but he's being wrapped from in front and behind. Icon and Jensen both have quite a brutal crossfire right now, as Jensen does find the first, and Tizian does look to swing in for more. Nice fast headshots. There's only Aiken left. Pistols out. Here comes the AWP. Bomb is dropped, so he can actually rain coverage from above. Spawning out an angry German all out in the open with the AK-47. It's Tizian out. Does he go for this double peek and find him? AWP gone. 6 rounds for alternate.
Well, 6 rounds for alternate, and did I just call that?
You called it.
I'm not sure if I should be proud that it is happening this far. Maybe it is going to be the 7-1. Maybe indeed Planetkey Dynamics only got that 1 single round.
You should be proud.
A little bit of a struggle. No. I would have been gladder. Does a word like that even exist?
No.
More glad.
No, more glad. Yeah, I'd have been glad.
More glad also sounds weird.
I'd have been glad.
Yeah, I'd been glad to just call the equal match kind of situation. To even match.
Oh, blind shot right there. Stefan gone. It's alternate Attax, losing the preliminary fights for the first time in a while. 2 versus 4 now, as they aren't actually make their way in too convincingly. The AWP rains through and only finds 1. Icon with 3. Planetkey Dynamics finally chaining a couple of rounds on the board. That's the second. And obviously alternate Attax wanting to change up their approach. They've got enough money to go for a full buy here. Stefan going to pick that AK-47 up from the ground. Going to be dropped from by one of his teammates. Obviously, a little bit of buffer still for alternate Attax here. They've got a little bit of money. And Planetkey Dynamics deciding to change it up, going for the double AWP setup.
The double AWP setup. I don't know what to expect from that, really. We've mostly seen Aiken with that AWP this far. Planetkey Dynamics mostly couldn't really afford the second AWP throughout the entire match against Spirit Academy. So let's see how it's going to go this time. First of all, the shot from Aiken misses. Sirsen's going to be looking for a shot of his. Did that tag the guy? I think it did.
Yeah, but it's such a shallow angle that it obviously clipped on the train and barely does any damage at all. Obviously, a couple of members of Planetkey going down to this 50 HP mark. Shouldn't be too much of a difference. Shouldn't be too much of a stumbling block. His alternate Attax still setting up. Looks like this is probably going to end up as an A approach.
Oh, 54 damage does not seem to me like pretty much nothing. But there we go. Planetkey, they know something's coming. The storm's brewing, and well, that's going to be Sirsen shotting down Aiken. Now the ammo is going to go down to Stefan, that tag down guy with the AWP. The assist is surely there for Sirsen, who finds a headshot on Robson inside of the bomb train. And they're up close and personal, but they might not know that there's CTs all over the place underneath their feet. And there's Jensen with a good kill. Back to 2-on-2, below HP. Out there on the CTs now, 40 on both of them. With the AWP, though, it doesn't make such a big difference. It's still going to be a kill as soon as you hit the shot. And Tizian to close it all out. Obviously, Tizian, a round without a kill for him is a little bit weird. And he's actually not the guy with the most frags out there, but he's the second best on his team. Or the third. Sirsen also topping him with that odd performance. Fortunately enough for himself, he's being pretty consistent, actually. He's also done quite a fine job up against Valiance. contrary to my own words during the matchup. Later on, he had some good shots. In the very beginning, he was struggling a little bit. But the first guy is actually Stefan, and maybe he'll find some more action in this round as ECFN and Circen are stealing the kills away from him for now.
Obviously, a very quick state of affairs so far. An AK-47 in the hand of Icon. Everybody else without rifles. Clearly, Ammo, Robson, both going for this save. Not going to have too much in the way of money. And remember, this is just a save, so the next round might be the difference maker. And alternate attacks have seemed very comfortable so far. Planetkey having a couple of stumbles so far up in this series, not being able to chain multiple rounds together. And Tizian is going to find that follow-up frag. Icon just holding back. Nobody probably going to be able to find this AK-47, and he does back off. Going to be able to save that here as a CC as well. So Planetkey do have a little bit to work with in this next round. Let's see what their money is. They're going to have this 4,500. They're going to be lingering around this mark. There's an M4. Going to be a pretty full buy in this one in particular. And alternate attacks, obviously, after losing no players in that previous round, going to have a bit of a buffer in this one. AWP on Circen, everybody else with AK-47s looking like a charge towards B, speeding it up once again.
Although, stopping a little bit right now, and Incendiary possibly expecting the CTs to push up, although I don't think that it's something we should be expecting for Planetkey Dynamics. They have been slightly paralyzed, I would say, against Spirit Academy. It was rather the enemy team that would issue the pressure, and Jensen with a double kill in here. That's going to stop the push. That's going to stop the malicious intentions of alternate attacks at least a little bit. And then finally chiming in for himself, because most of the time he's not really been doing too much. ECFN with a flank from behind. Pols G and Robson. These are the two remaining CTs. And they're trying to pincer the Ts, and that might not be such a bad idea. And then down to 6, instantly eliminated as Pols G sees him. Now Stefan, he's still got a teammate, and he seemingly has everything under control, so that should be fine. Now some 3D action going on here as that defuse is happening. Will they catch him? He's got the round. So that's a nice clutch play from Pols G. It's going to earn Planetkey Dynamics the third round. And as I said, seemingly everything was under control from alternate attacks, but maybe they felt a little bit too safe because of that.
A Snapchat mirror effect, perhaps. There, I'm not sure. 21st century, 22nd century quality.
You can play Counter-Strike in 3D, if I'm not mistaken. And when you're doing that, you have a double like a screen.
Is it like the 3D glasses that you used to wear in like the 90s?
No,
the red and blue ones.
Not sure if that's it, but actually it's also a confirmed kind of form of wall hack. Because with one eye you can see a bit further
across. Yeah, I've heard this. Somebody's been watching a bit too much Free Clicks Philip, I think.
Yeah.
Have you? Yeah.
No, that's Free K Licks Philip. Excuse me.
Either way, Planetkey Dynamics, another difficult retake once again. In the running, obviously, alternate attacks. A site, it's a very difficult site to retake. Jensen's going to be the first man in, M4 in hand, fully flashed back. Needs a bit of support by the AWP. As they do move in, obviously, that bomb is so far ticked. Alternate attacks never going to be able to give this one up. Now, Hunden just firing off a couple of pop shots out and not going to do any damage through the box. Going to be allowing these two rifles to be kept into this next 13th round. Another round on the board for alternate attacks. The real problem Planetkey Dynamics has been having is they've not been chaining rounds together. The rounds that they've found so far have been separated. They've not had the 3 or 4 rounds that you need to really build an economy up on the CT side of train or the CT side of any map, particularly this one where your defensive half is so crucial, but obviously alternate attacks in with a chance now to make this double digits.
But as you say, they're not stringing the rounds together, but also in the first place, were they even supposed to get these rounds? One of them was an eco win, which is surprising. One of them, just now, was not even a ninja defuse. It was a derp defuse, I would say. Like he ran into the bomb and started defusing it. It was just alternate faults that they didn't react to that. There was no smoke, there was no flashbang.
I'm here for the memes.
There was nothing that actually made them safe, so that was kind of like a very careless situation from the Attax side. Now Tizian's going to get the kill on Jensen, so one saved up weapon from the previous round is already wasted. And Icon at least manages to put that one to good use, as a single kill with the AWP is not going to be enough to hold Alternate back from that bomb side B. And they cannot even pick the weapons up anymore because they're so far deep into the bomb sites. But actually, they got the AWP, but I feel like Alternate will just run them down a while from now, and Stefan gets that AWP down. It doesn't even matter that Tizian dies right here because they still have that angle pinned down, so they will keep the weapon safe. And it's most important to just have the AWP not in the hands of Planetkey Dynamics. Doesn't matter if they pick it up themselves. They don't necessarily need it. Alternate stacks already with double digits. You were talking about how Planetkey are aiming at the double digits after the CT side, and how Alternate's already nearly denied that risk, and now they are sitting at double digits. And what else can happen? It can be even worse and worse. Yeah,
they're in a very different position to the one that they found themselves in way earlier in this game. Obviously, earlier they were in a dangerous position. Now they're in a catastrophic position where they're going to need to put up a monstrous T-half themselves to be able to get back into this game. I don't think it's going to be able to happen. Only Aiken left in this round. A 1 versus 4. This is probably Alternate Attacks getting just more and more, taking more and more advantages, taking more and more rounds. And now, instead of just putting up a really good T side, they're looking at actually closing this game out already. And we're not even on to the second half of this series yet.
Yeah, and this is scary. Plain scary. Aiken actually with 3 rounds in a row with the AWP only being able to get 1 kill combined, if I'm not mistaken. So that's kind of weird. And this is the round where he started off without the AWP to begin with. They killed Sirsen, who was camping in the main entrance. Managed to mow him down with a CZ75, thrown it over to the right person. And Aiken just about it. Now he hits the headshot with the AWP and instantly falls down right after. But he neutralizes a very important target on Alternate Attack side. It was Stefan who went down, the guy that I pointed out as the top fragger this far. So indeed, it could hurt that terrorist side a little bit with Sirsen, Tizian, and Sirsen again. They reply all over the place, and Planetkey's just simply falling apart. I feel like we're not even seeing any fight left in them. Like, we're not seeing that fire. It's just these rounds are a little bit kind of emotionless, I would say.
Yeah, we've pretty much seen it. Almost every combination of teams.
Empty.
Merci bien. Either way, we've pretty much seen every combination of teams at this point, and we've not had a close matchup whatsoever. Only Spirit Academy to play this Alternate Attack side that would be the decider here today, after both being shut down into that... oh, no. Obviously, the winners match is to be played first. This being our initial losers, but we haven't found a close game just yet. So I think we've got to have some good Counter-Strike before the day ends. That's what I'm looking for.
That's the winner's match for you, I guess. And if the winner's match is a pretty nice and close matchup, then we can hope for the grand finals of this group to also be the same, because probably the team that loses the winner's match will go right back to the upper brackets from that losers instantly. But then who knows? As I mentioned, I don't expect Valiance to be really having big trouble against Spirit Academy.
Yeah, I don't think Valiance will necessarily have trouble against anybody in this group. I feel like they're far and away the best team. I think they've shown us that already today, that they are probably far and away the most skilled lineup out of this 4. Now it's Alternate Attacks to try and close out this game, starting with this pistol round. They've already done the one dink. Icon down to 15 HP. A couple of smokes are going to pour and rain into this B site sometime soon, along with a pair of flashes. His poles to toss it down into runway. Cut off a bit of cover for Searson. He's going to have to tap his way through. Not accurately finding these initial headshots, but firing away all 12. This Planetkey do take this B site. They're going to be able to get this bomb down, but Alternate Attacks, they're going to go for this rotate fairly soon.
Tizian looking to chime in with a headshot out there. The low HP is definitely going to make a bit of a difference in here. But the bomb ticking is not working in the favor of alternate attacks. So Tizian, he's closing in and he's got to pick up the pace a little bit. People shooting at him from different angles, but he's still managing to really not even get hit once. Come on! Alternates rolling over the terrorist team now. One man that's very important is Aiken. The other guy is Robson apparently, but they're not going to cut the guy down with a knife. And he's not also going to get the bomb defused. That was a Glock that put him down, and that was so close of a battle. Robson goes down, but Stefan loses the round. And yeah, that's going to be something. That's a good start for Planetkey Dynamics. This time it's not a random single round that they managed to take. This time it is a pistol round, so the economy is going to be a little bit better for them, and overall a pretty healthier situation than this far in the entire matchup. And also, as you are for the memes, as you said, during the rounds you mentioned that they done the thing, but which thing? The scrut or the papa?
I'm not too sure. Either way.
Maybe cut.
Cut. Is that how that's pronounced?
Skibidi papa. Boom, 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 boom.
What's going on? Am I dreaming? What was happening? This is so surreal. Either way, Planetkey, as we said earlier, a little bit of breathing room. 4 rounds after taking that pistol, and then they've now got the rifles out. 4 at that. STFN is going to pop that shot off first. As alternate attacks, they have already lost a pair of players.
ECFN, Stefan Tizian, I still believe that they could be able to take this round home for alternate attacks after all these people have shown us some impressive shooting already. Serson wouldn't be playing with the AWP in this round anyway, so I don't think that it hits alternate so much that he's gone. Tizian has picked up a Galil now. Stefan's got a scout, and that's interesting. Well, I don't think he's going to be able to pull off much more with that when he's lost Tizian, and the CFN's got to be falling back a little bit. Or actually, with that deagle, he's pushing through, getting up close and personal, and hitting 1 headshot this far. Robson, is he once again going to be on top of that bomb and trying to knife somebody down? No, he won't have the chance to do that. ECFN picks up an AK, but he's still got 1 man behind him, and that's going to kill him. Bolsg with a perfect moment to peek, and with a perfect position, most importantly.
Yeah, Planetkey, I don't know if this is just rigor mortis here. I don't know if they're already dead in the water and just having one last final fight before they do roll over and die in this series. Alternate attacks, obviously, CT side of train, one of the strongest halves to be playing in the whole of Counter-Strike. They've just got the pistols right now. I want to see what they can do with the rifles. I feel like they're probably going to have a pretty decent default, a pretty good setup to be able to deal with whatever Planetkey have to throw at them. In this round, it'll probably just be the AK-47s tearing these unarmored pistols apart. And roll for alternate attacks. It's all about trying to do a little bit of damage. Robson and Jensen both finding those initial pair of frags. And alternate attacks, not much in the way of defense.
And that's exactly what we were talking about. That pistol round is pretty important. That's going to give the strength into the hands of Planetkey Dynamics, and was supposed to happen on the CT side. Now, imagine how much of a different situation it would have been had they won the pistol round on the CT. It wouldn't have been so horrible. It wouldn't have been a 7-1 in favor of alternate attacks and stuff like that. I feel like the advantage on the terrorist side for alternate attacks has definitely set Planetkey Dynamics back a lot, made them much less confident, made them maybe not believe that they could still do something, but that's pistol round revitalizes them completely.
Yeah, that's one of the harder things about playing on the CT side of train. If you do start losing those rounds, it can be very demoralizing, thinking, yeah, we should be winning these rounds. And right now, Planetkey Dynamics, they're just getting cut up on this assault into the A site. They've only found 1 kill to alternate attacks is 3. Icon's got to do a lot here, but he moves right into Hund and finds that headshot as well. Levels this back to a 2 versus 2. As they draw closer, Stefan hidden away behind this smoke, slithers his way into position. It's Tizian. Pinson on this site as Planetkey Dynamics have to make this push work. With the bomb dropped, they've got to salvage it, get it down, and they've got a minute to do it with. So much time to be utilizing, but without the nades anymore, and without the player reinforcement, Robson's got to do it all and stop this from being a 13th round for alternate attacks. And they do go down. Stefan is going to find and nail that final headshot. 13-6.
3 HP on Stefan out there, and also there was no active support from Dizzy. He didn't peek out. He just tossed out a flashbang. The flashbang wasn't even effective. Then it's disappeared already, and after a couple of seconds, Stefan peeked and just picked up a 1v1 fight pretty much. But I believe that if he died, Dizzy would be able to peek just in time to still surprise the enemy, but overall, a little bit of an individual situation picked up by that player from Alternate Attacks. Now a flashbang that was definitely noticeable from Serson right there, but he's able to also recover and fall back to a safe spot and then hit the shot and falls back to the bomb site even further in. But now in such a position with an AWP, it could be a little bit dangerous, so maybe he needs a little bit of support now from the rest of the team. And in the meantime, the rest of the team also finds a kill, 5-on-3, with perfect HP still on everybody on Alternate Attacks, and again, it seems like they're back to their dominance.
Yeah, I must say, hate to say it, I am not much of a fan of that AWP double peek up towards B rafters, but Syrian does make it work this time. Perhaps placing a 14th round on the board. His Planetkey dynamics shut down to this 3 versus 5 as they try and make their way in. Poles has to go for this single man double-pronged attack, especially so as ammo goes down, gets shut down. Aiken's gone as well, and it's just down to Poles, an impossible 1 versus 5. He's going to get shut down before he can get anything rocking and rolling. A 14th for Alternate Attacks. As I was going to say the German side, but the inferior German side shut down to 6.
Yeah, unfortunately, can't say that that the German team's dominating right here, since both of them are German.
German team is dominating.
Kinda, but then like it misses the entire point when you say that.
I know.
But then,
like most of the stuff I say.
But then we've got some. In a lot of these German teams, you see some Turkish people mixing in. In Alternate Attacks, you've got Hunden, who's Danish. So, well, not purely German, I would say.
Hunden. Let's see some God Hunden in the last couple of rounds of, well, potentially the last couple of rounds of this game. Planetkey going to be going for this B site. A bit of a firefight between Jensen and Searson. He is going to hit the shot. CT's a man ahead. Is that AWP? Has been dropped over to Ammo. Going to be able to drop that final AK-47 down to his teammates as Tizian looks to be wanting to get aggressive through this smoke. Does pop a flash on through, but only finds 1 frag for it.
Robson, you got a kill with a CZ. Actually up close, picks up a rifle for himself, but Serson hits another, and Alternate Attacks are just putting nails in the coffin of Planetkey Dynamics. Robson's head might receive the last one in a moment, but he still gets a kill. And then before that happens, so no Got Hunden performance in this round, unfortunately. So this far, nobody let the dogs out.
No, Serson and Stefan have been the 2 S's, the 2 MVPs, 22 and 26 kills respectively. That's really pushed Alternate Attacks onto this match point to perhaps force their way into this decider against the loser of the next match here today. Obviously, that's going to be between Spirit Academy and Valiance. Just a bit of suspense there for all the boys and girls.
Yeah, obviously, just checking me if I remember. You have the habit of like hitting the table.
I hit the table all the time. I literally abuse this table. This table's going to need 20 pence to call the RSPCA or something like that. It needs the Royal Association for Abusing Tables.
Okay, for now, 16-6 in favor of Alternate Attacks. So it had to end that way. Again.
Yeah, again.
Yeah,
more
as I said at some point, the rounds just started to seem empty. It seemed like there was no life left in Planetkey Dynamics.
Table. There's no life in this table.
Well, when that table gets angry, I'm afraid that there's going to be no life left in you.
This table could crush me. This, by the way, is like a 2-ton table. You know, they had to get it in here with like a forklift, with 2 forklifts. Well, they had to like bring it in pieces. 1 forklift wasn't enough. I don't think they actually used 2 forklifts. I think they just put 1 piece down, then the other piece down. I think that's probably how they did it. Even though, enough table talk. What do you think about that game? Do you think it was just Planetkey Dynamics not able to do anything? Do you feel like they were just a weaker team in this one? in both series.
Just a weaker team in both series pretty much is how we could sum it up. Obviously, you can talk about how the stand-in could have affected their performance, but not really. I mean, even in the full lineup, it wouldn't have been much better. Aiken did perform pretty well, so it's not like you can blame him. It's not like maybe a little bit of a communication issue, but Planetkey Dynamics also doesn't strike me as a team that would be able to beat the likes of Alternate Attax with just a single smoke better thrown. It's not like the grenades were really the issue most of the time, but that's how it ends for them right here in Group B. And we're moving on to the winners match in just a moment. Spirits Academy versus Valiance. This could be a very interesting one, although unfortunately I expect it to be pretty similar to the matches that we've seen this far. I don't think that Spirit Academy is up to the challenge, but I would be very pleasantly surprised if they are.
I want to see a close match. I know every game so far have been 16-3, 16-4, 16-5, so we've not seen anything kind of competitive. Hopefully this Valiant Spirit Academy. And Spirit Academy are a very hit-and-miss team, so if they don't show up, then yeah, it is going to be one of these busts once again. But if Valiants don't play to their true level, Spirit Academy can step up, have their stars firing on all cylinders. Perhaps we might see a closer match coming up next, and obviously that's our winners match. The winner of that match will book a space in our group final in a couple of hours. Yeah,
and that's always a great thing. I mean, obviously not winning it is still going to be a pretty sour taste out there. So only the first place in this group gets anything out of it, really. Because the main objective, obviously, is to qualify for a tournament in the USA where you get everything paid. So it's just an amazing adventure, a huge prize pool, a lot of experience and stuff. Well, if you just play in the group stage, in the main stage, I mean, it's just another Counter-Strike match, an online match.
Now we know what's on the line. We're going to go to a quick break, but don't go anywhere because Valiance versus Team Spirit Academy, our winners match will be coming up in just a few moments. Make sure you don't go anywhere and don't miss it.
Never